Afternoon, you all.
Good afternoon, everyone. Reviewing Saturday's game against Manchester City, we'll start with the broadcast media and then some press. So James, for Sky, would you like to start us?
Marco, congratulations, Manager of the Month nominee. How are you feeling about the start you've made and being nominated for that award? I'm sure it's not something you think about personally, you think about as a team, but how impressed have you been with your whole team start to the campaign?
Yes, as you said, it's much more about the team as just more about the club and the individual aspects. Of course, is always a consequence from our performance and the way we have been playing, or the last few results and performance as well. You know, it's like that. Okay, nothing changed. It's just, of course, we have to be pleased the way we have been playing. The way some of new players, because in a good number they have been settling, you know, is really important for us with the impact that we expect, and to be honest, the others are coming in his best as well to have an impact as well, and of course it's always good with the platform that we have inside already, and that fun, that base that is here, really that helps the other always to settle quicker and all that stuff. That is the main thing for me really, and to see that we still have a big room to improve there and go game by game, training session by training session to improve every single time and to be able to compete at the best level we can, and of course to be as more competitive in this competition really that Premier League is so demanding from any club and any manager, any player, that you have to be able always to look forward. Okay, please, what we did about nominations, as you said, even Raul is in a good shape and is there as well, but it's just one individual thing that is not the main for us really. The main for us is all the picture, is what we can do, the way we can improve as a football club in and off the pitch, and of course make the players to feel comfortable and confident to express themselves on a match day.
And you mentioned Raul nominated as well. It's been a really exciting start for him after a tough 4 years coming back from that injury. 50 Premier League goals now. What have you noticed though with him, how he started the season this year compared to last?
Different, I have to say, even because last season he started as the first game of the season, the second, the third, he started in the starting 11, and was not the case this season. That is the thing, probably the people forget already, but the first games of the season we started with Rodrigo because they finished so strong the last season too, and the last 4 months for Rodrigo they were top, and of course we decided to start with him again, and of course after this competition between both, Raul reacted really well, I have to say. He had some very good weeks, always knocking the door, and I told him, and even Rodrigo knows, and it's not because Rodrigo lost his position, was much more Raul in training session. He gained the right to be there because he was showing something. This momentum was really good, and of course we decided to change. Like Rodrigo now is showing his quality as well, and is ready to go again. As I said, Raul last season he started well, not scoring goals. Everyone was looking to him last season because he didn't score probably the 20 games before that, and of course was a good start, not with that end product that a striker normal has to show. When finally scored the first goal against Sevilla, I remember last season. After that he had a very good run in terms of goals and performance as well, and he got a bad injury. It was the moment for the other to come. He's always like that, and of course we started with Raul last game of the season away against Luton, and he scored again. And nice to see him to score is what we really need from a striker. He's not just that, because they can help us in many different ways, but nice to see Raul score, and nice to see him really confident again and express himself on the pitch.
Yeah, Raul showed Rodrigo what it's like to put in the work on the training ground to get back into the side. Does that now put an emphasis on Rodrigo to then try and displace Raul from the side?
It's his moment again. What Raul did, and as I said again, was not that Rodrigo lost the position, was much more that Raul gained the right to be there because he showed that during the training sessions, work rate, the attitude, the commitment, and of course scoring goals in the training session, and of course regarding always the strategy, and within one strategy for each match, we decided to change, and now is the moment for Rodrigo to do it again and to pop up again and to show his quality. Of course, he's still a young lad, but with a lot of quality. Already showed that, and I'm sure that he's going to show again on a match day. He's going to score again important goals for us, and good competition between both, and of course Carlos, when he's going to be ready, is going to be another one.
So it seems from your body language, it's a good problem for you to have as a manager. I know lots been talked about Aston Villa's strikers. We saw John Duran come off the bench, the way he's been performing, and maybe raising the levels of Ollie Watkins. Have you got potentially two forwards there that can help compete and raise each other's levels?
Yes, it's not just in that position. Luckily for us, because we have some good examples. Okay, the right back position is a fantastic example too. I can mention others as well, because many players, they are doing and showing a big battle with the others as well for the positions. Of course, it's good to see how performing. Same time, Rodrigo there. I'm sure when Carlos Vinicius is going to be back, it's going to be the three very good fight between them, and of course some other positions always make the others to reach different levels. When you feel that you are never comfortable in your position because you know the others are there, and if they get the chance, they can show themselves and they can perform in the way that they can keep the position, and it's always good for me as a manager, for the club as well. As you said, I think is the best headaches that a manager can have in a football club.
And the England squad was just announced about an hour ago. Emil Smith-Rowe not in it, but is that a motivation that he's got at the moment? Because he started the season off really well. Is he motivated as using that as a driving force to improve his performance?
He is motivated, definitely. I think he's enjoying his football. He's enjoying his teammates. He's enjoying the way we're playing, the way we've been playing. I think fits well in the way we want to play. Fits really well in some aspects that is being decisive for us, and is going to improve. It's going to improve. Of course, we have to be really pleased the impact that he had already in our squad, but I think he's going to improve more and more and more. About the national team, of course, it's always a proud moment for any English player, definitely, and we are here to help him. It has to be a goal for him, definitely. Some time ago he was there. It was just one or two caps, but he was there. He felt the moment for sure, and it has to be a goal for him to fight for it. The competition is top in that position. You know what some players in that position, in the way they have been playing, what they have been doing in this competition. But of course, we all he has this goal. Of course, we are here to help him to reach his best level in our football club. And of course, when you play at top level in your football club, you are always there knocking the door to be called for the national team.
Let's focus on Saturday. Manchester City, you had difficulties certainly against them last season, but you're not the only club to do that. This season, they've had such a big loss with Rodri's injury. Can you see that impacting them this season? And have you seen that in the maybe last week or so?
Okay, to be clear, I think Pep already spoke about it. Any team in the world, if you lose a player like Rodri, you are going to miss something, because probably it's a player that is almost impossible to find another one like him. To be honest, probably, of course, last season City, probably Arsenal, or the clubs they fought to be champion in this competition. They had some players that they perform at top level. Even we had the case of Phil Foden as well at City. How really well he performed last season, but Rodri was a special one. Even in the Euros, the way he played as well for them. His country is a top player, and of course the words from Pep, I think they are enough. When you have the manager of the club speaking about a player like he spoke about him, for me is enough. But clear, they have other solutions, and if someone has solutions, the right club is City, because they have other solutions. You see how Kovacic is playing there. Of course, the help of Gundogan now that he come back, and is always a tool that Pep use really well in many different ways. And of course, after now Foden coming back again and in a good shape. But of course, Rodri is a special player, and if he's not going to play, of course, he's always not good news for Pep. But this is a Pep's problem. We have to look for ourselves and to see our situation, to see how we're going to approach a game, and of course, to massive respect to them. But if he's not Rodri, he's going to be another one. If he's not De Bruyne, he's going to be another one, because they have so much quality, individual quality in their squad.
And finally, for me, before I pass over, any team news? I know you're unchanged last week. Any
not big changes from last week. George Cuenca still out, Carlos Vinicius still out. All the other players, they are going to be available for the match.
Thanks, Marco.
Thank you very much.
Hello.
Hi.
As mentioned, September was a really strong month for you, unbeaten, 7 points out of 9. You spoke last season about needing to be more consistent, more aggressive on the pitch. What do you think's been different for this start, besides the new players?
Oh, it's okay. I think we did start well the season performance-wise. I think we should have get more points than we did really. The first games of the season, and Premier League is it's about consistent, but it's about small details that they make always a big impact on it. And I think the last game is a good example. The small details they were decisive, and they were for us. Some of the games before, some of the details they were not for us, and we have to work in this type of details, to explain the players sometimes the way to manage the game in different ways as well. When you are winning, we're not winning the game, you have to be the maturity in a football match at the level of Premier League is really important, because the game sometimes is take a lot of energy from the players, and it's important to us to keep always the good organization on and off the ball. I think there are aspects that we have been working at. Okay, pre-season sometimes is the best moment for you to work this type of things. Today in football is getting so difficult to have all the squad ready before the Premier League starts, and of course the last 2 weeks the new players, they are coming, they are signing. Of course during the competition at the same time you have to adjust many things, and to settle the players inside our football club, to make them to understand the philosophy and the model. I think it's a process, and of course in 1 month time we are going to talk about some details that we have to improve, and of course probably in December that all that games you are not going to have a lot of time to work between games, and you have to go in a different way to make the players understand the good things to steal and the things to improve. I think it's a process, and it's normal. It's a reaction from ourselves. Of course we are pleased with the results and with the performance as well, because I think the results are following the performance, and that's it. Now we have to prepare for the next one. To be honest, we are pleased with the start, but we are talking about 6 games just, and much more to come.
Well, Anderson was voted man of the match against Forest. That's his 2nd time already this season. Crucial player in getting the first clean sheet as well. So how pleased are you with your defence? Everyone's talking about the attack and getting more goals, but having that solid, they seem to be getting into a rhythm.
Yes, it's true. First part of the question about Joaquin, as we expected, and I think we showed enough patience to have him with us. Of course, we got a chance, and we really pushed the board and the club to do it. The club made an effort to have him with us, and we are delighted to have him with us. To be honest, about his qualities, about his leadership, the maturity, the understanding and knowledge about Premier League. The knowledge about our football club as well, because as a player that was here 4 seasons ago, and I wasn't here, but I know the impact that he got in a tough season for the club, but the impact that he made in our football club. And of course, right now to have him back again, more experience on him, knowing better Premier League, because the attributes and the quality is there, the way we want to play, the way we want to build from the back with our back four and all that stuff, I think is a crucial player for us. And of course, as you said, a defender has to defend well, has to be strong in that end, to be for us to be stronger in our organization as well. I think he showed really well. The both parts of his game, the last game is a good example. Of course, cannot forget. I think the fullbacks, they were in a very good level again. Calvin was a great partnership for Joaquin as well. But yes, Joaquin is going to be a great tool for us to use, and I think he's going to be a really important signing for us. He's already showing that, and I'm delighted to have him here. He was always a player that we have been speaking about in the football club every time comes or we need a central defender, and this season we were able to get him in, and we are really pleased. About the back four, I answered before. Okay, we have to be pleased, but when sometimes you don't concede the goals, not just because the back four or the goalkeeper start everything on there up front, the way our striker and our normal our offensive midfield, they start to press as well. The organization from our midfielders is really important to help the back four and to make sometimes the first work for them to they don't organize ourselves. And I think as a whole, we have been improving in that aspect, and was very good for us to have the first clean sheet of the season in Premier League, and away from home is even more important.
And momentum is so important in football. You're coming off your first away win, you're facing the champions at the Etihad. Your away support has been fantastic, it always has been. There's a really strong belief that you can go there and get the 3 points. How do you feel about that? What's your message?
No, the trust on ourselves is important. Okay, the fans, they have been with us from the first day in the football club. Nice to to give them what they deserve. Last away game was fantastic to see them celebrating with the fans in the end of the match. It's one of the best feelings I can have when I play away from home, to see the celebration between fans and players in the end of the game, and that's it. We know that we are going to have the support. They are always with us. The fun supports away from home, they have been incredible the last 2-3 seasons, and that's it. It's going to be another one that they are going to support ourselves, and as always, what we can promise them, that we are going to give our maximum for the shirt, playing for the shirt, and try to make them as proud as we can. Thank you very much.
Thanks. All right, Jack, do you have a broadcast question?
That's one, that's okay.
Yes.
You have a number of players who are out of contracts this summer. Have you started discussions with them to tie a few players down to new contracts?
We just signed some players in the middle of the market until we come on the story. Yes, but we know the players, of course, and we are aware of everything. As you know, most of them, they have a clause in their contract as well. It's not something that we have been speaking with them, or we have been speaking with the board in the right timing, of course. And I understand your question. Of course, I was saying that just finish August now. It's going to finish September, and of course we cannot stop football. We cannot stand still, and I understand your question. And yes, we are talking about it. Some of them we have an option in their contract, others probably not, and we have to start to think always about the future, and we are thinking on it.
Thank you.
Thank you.